and today the FDA approved Narcan to be sold over the counter. It's a nose spray that can reverse the effects of an opioid overdose and save someone's life. Narcan is the brand name of an opioid overdose treatment, naloxone. Narcan has already been available without a prescription in New York due to a standing order issued by the state several months ago. But starting in late summer, it could be sold in convenience stores, grocery stores, even in vending machines, and the price could drop as well. Drug overdoses are currently the leading cause of accidental deaths in the U.S., with a majority involving opioids. Joining us live now is Cheryll Moore. She is a member of the Erie County Opiate Epidemic Task Force. Thanks so much for taking the time tonight, Cheryll. We mentioned that people can already get Narcan in New York State without a prescription. So how does today's news change things in Erie County?
Thank you so much for having me. And in Erie County, I think it's just going to increase the accessibility for folks. It will also take a lot of the fear away. What we have to understand is Narcan is simply first aid. You're never going to harm someone with it. The FDA and the DEA have done their homework. They've done the checking. So this will bring much more accessibility. You won't have to go to a pharmacy and talk to a pharmacist. It will be on a shelf like near your Band-Aids, where you would pick up your Neosporin, your over-the-counter meds. It's one less barrier for folks.
I think there's certainly a good point to use the term first aid, because there may be some misconceptions about it. And we know that the announcement could also help those in rural communities as well. Why is that so important?
Critically important, because when we're in a rural community, there are many miles to drive for help. When someone is experiencing an opioid overdose, they're not breathing. The human brain does not last much longer than 4 minutes without oxygen. So people really need to have this first aid tool in their homes, so it's accessible right away until the first responders can get to you. All of these different reasons are critical. What we really have to really understand, no one's ever going to get harmed by Narcan. It is something everybody should have in their first aid kit. Regardless of, we have Band-Aids, we have tourniquets, we have all these tools. This is another tool in our toolbox.
You know, on that point, I know that there may be people who are watching at home who would sort of tune this conversation out. They would say drug use isn't part of their day-to-day life or with anyone in their circle. And in the past, you've talked about people using opioids for many different reasons that go beyond drug use. How do you explain why this is an important thing and why, as you said, it's something everyone should have in that first aid kit at home?
Okay. Many people are still on prescription opioids for pain management and other reasons, and we don't even know that. Perhaps you visit a family member that is taking prescription opioids. They're not used to having little children around. Children are really quick. They can open prescription bottles. They can get into things that they shouldn't be in. If you have a little that gets into an opioid, you call poison control. They walk you through saving your child as long as you have that Narcan in your home. You know, all these different situations. As we get older, and I will put myself in that category, people take prescription opioids, our metabolism changes. What you took 5 years ago may be too much for today because your metabolism slowed down. There's all these medical reasons, and it's simply a first aid tool to help people breathe so that they can get treatment if they're seeking treatment, or we can keep our family with us because people get into things that they shouldn't get into, particularly our little children.
It's certainly an important point, and the announcement by the FDA certainly, you know, as you've detailed, it's good news, but Narcan is really only as effective as the person trying to use it to save someone. There's some training involved here as well. What do you recommend for that, and how do we learn how to use this stuff?
Sure. Currently at the county, if we go on our website, there are many, many Narcan training opportunities. We provide them both in person and virtually. We've also created a short video that you can look at to learn how to use it. It's under 10 minutes, very simple and straightforward. You know, some people are self-directed, and that is very helpful for them. The product that we use today, Narcan, which is the brand name, it's made by the Emergent Technologies Company, is very simple to use. The front of the box actually has a cheat sheet on it. It's pictorial to walk you through using the product.
Some great lessons tonight from Cheryll Moore. She's a member of the Erie County Opiate Epidemic Task Force. Cheryll, thanks again for joining us and for all the information.
Thank you so much for covering this topic. Take care.
Thank you. We have more information for you. If you're looking for free Narcan, the number is there on your screen. You can text 716-225 5473. And the Erie County Opiate Epidemic Task Force is holding 3 training sessions over the next 2 weeks. These are free. They're open to the public. You can sign up online through the Erie County government website. Businesses and groups can also request their own training class.